Hello and welcome to Your Choice 2024 primary election coverage on HOMTV. I'm your host, Danisha McDowell. Today, we're here for a candidate interview with Michelle Rosa, Democratic candidate for Ingham County Commissioner for the 15th District. Michelle, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. At this time, if you may briefly introduce yourself to the viewing audience.
Okay, I am Michelle Rosa, and I am running for County Commissioner for the 15th District. I have lived in Ingham County for over 20 years with my family, which includes my husband, Doug, my daughter, Layla, and my dog, Reams. And we live in Williamston, but our school district is Okemos, where my daughter will start high school next year as a 9th grader. And we absolutely love this area. We have beautiful parks, wonderful libraries. We're close to Michigan State and downtown Lansing. So we've been delighted to live here, and I'm excited about what our future holds.
Thank you. Each 15th District candidate will be asked a standard list of questions, starting with question number 1. Please explain how your education and professional background make you an ideal candidate for Ingham County Commissioner in the 15th District.
Okay. My educational background is education. I graduated from Western Michigan University with my master's degree and my bachelor's degree in special education and general education. Following several years of teaching, I decided I wanted a leadership position. So I attended Michigan State University, where I earned my K-12 administrative degree, and I graduated with an educational specialist degree. Over time, my job changed a little bit, and I needed a few more credentials. So I returned to school and attended Grand Valley to earn my endorsement in autism spectrum disorder. And technology took off early in my career, so I went back to Michigan State and earned a educational technology certification. And lastly, I earned an online teaching certification through Lansing Community College. So I feel as a candidate for County Commissioner, I am truly a lifelong learner. I respond to the changes in the industry that I'm working in, and I go back and learn more and continue to learn. In terms of my professional background, I started in education in the Battle Creek Public Schools, where I was a teacher. And after a few years, I moved to this area where I was a teacher, consultant, and administrator for Ingham Intermediate School District. And over that time, I had the opportunity to work in most of the local districts. So I feel like I understand Ingham County very well in terms of the educational in the schools, as well as the economic diversity within the county. And I feel that my professional experience has taught me to communicate effectively, to problem solve. We had to allocate resources responsibly all the time, and reform practices to ensure that students are meeting the goals that they need to meet in education. So my commitment to inclusivity, compassion, excellence in education, and my advocacy for supports and resources that students need, I feel make me a viable candidate for County Commissioner.
Please tell us about the communities and the people of the 15th District and how you plan to meet their needs.
The district is diverse. It includes a portion of Meridian Township, Williamston, Weberville, Williamstown Township, Leroy Township, and Locke Township. So in conversations with residents, I have learned the needs go from agricultural needs in our farming communities to the need to attract and stabilize businesses in our small towns. People have spoken to me extensively about dependable internet services in the rural areas. People are looking for continued improvements of our roads. Mental health needs continue to be something that a lot of people are talking about, not just in our children and youth, but in our adults. So I feel the diverse needs will continue to be communicated to me. I will need to be visible and engaged in the community. And I'm committed to everyone in the district. And just like I did as an educator, I plan to advocate for policies, initiatives, and funding that will benefit the constituents of District 15.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. The next several questions will cover prominent issues throughout the state. In 2022, Proposal 2 was passed by Michigan voters. This proposal brought numerous changes to elections in Michigan and the ways people can vote. Now that these changes have been put into practice, can you tell me your thoughts about these changes?
Yes. I support the changes enacted by Proposal 2. They expanded the access to voting through early voting, permanent absentee voting, the assurance that military and overseas votes are counted. So I think with those changes, we will see a greater turnout in voting, and we will hopefully see people gaining confidence that their vote is actually counted. Other components of that proposal were voter identification verification, disclosure of donations to fund elections, and post-election audits. So with those changes, I'm hoping this improves the integrity of the voting processes and encourages more people to vote. So I'm hopeful with the Proposal 2 underway and enacted within our state, we see a record number of voters in 2024 so that their voices are heard across our county.
In 2022, Michigan voters also passed Proposal 3, the right to reproductive freedom in Michigan. Please share your stance on abortion and the governing of abortion in both Michigan and the United States.
I do support an individual's right to reproductive freedom, as was outlined in Proposal 3. I feel it's a fundamental right for a person to maintain bodily autonomy. A politician really has no role in a decision that a woman makes about her body or her pregnancy. And I think decisions regarding pregnancy, contraception, abortion, infertility can often be difficult for women and perhaps heart-wrenching. So those decisions need to stay within the woman's family and between her and her medical doctors.
Share your thoughts on Michigan's current infrastructure and any improvements you hope to see.
So I feel that the infrastructure improvements in Michigan are exciting, and I look forward to the environmental and economic impact that these developments are going to have on our communities. Statewide, we have the Clean Energy and Jobs Act that we will be looking forward to the progress, and we also have a goal within the state to reduce the carbon emissions. So between those two things, I think we will improve the health of our environment, but I also think we will increase the economic stability of our state because we will bring more jobs to our area. And I think the state has made progress on roads, and they continue to make progress on roads as we've all experienced as we go to and from work. District 15 is celebrating the completion of the Dietz Road Bridge, which has been under construction for years and years. So we're celebrating that in our area. And I know school districts are working diligently with security companies and law enforcement agencies to improve the safety of the schools. They are modifying or reconstructing school entries to improve safety and security. With all of those wonderful things being done and things that we can celebrate in terms of our infrastructure, I still think as County Commissioner, it would be important for me to stay tuned in to what is actually happening within my district. And as I mentioned earlier, people are concerned still about the local roads. Affordable housing has emerged as a concern as I've talked to residents, the internet services, and of course the ongoing needs of our farmers and their agricultural industry.
How do you plan to address economic instability and inflation within the state?
So economic instability is an issue within a household or statewide. So it will be a priority. I'm hopeful that the infrastructure and the changes in the growth and development across the state, as well as within our county, brings more jobs. I am committed and actually very excited to work with the county commissioners and any state initiatives to attract, retain, and stabilize local businesses so that they are able to be lucrative in owning a business in our community. And I also plan to collaborate with the Ingham County Commissioners and the Lansing Economic Partnership, Area Partnership, LEAP, to continue to attract and retain and stabilize businesses across our county.
Recently, Michigan's automotive companies have experienced challenges related to consumer interest in electric vehicles and labor group interest in wage increases. How do you think the state of Michigan should be involved in supporting these companies?
So I think this is another important component of the infrastructure. I think it's important that our state invest in the electric vehicle initiatives. We have 2 new facilities, the drivetrain facility in East Lansing, that means more jobs, and a huge financial impact, positive impact on our county. And then the battery plant in Delta Township will bring well over 1,500 jobs to the area. So again, another positive impact on our infrastructure and hopefully our economy, providing people with jobs that have living wages. I think it's important that these facilities in Michigan share the priorities of the UAW. As I mentioned earlier, people are worried about earning living wages, so these employees will need salaries and benefits that allow them to build a life here within our county and state as the evolution of the automotive industry evolves.
What do you believe is to be the biggest issue facing your district, and how do you plan to address it?
So as I mentioned earlier, the concerns are so diverse in District 15. We have so many rural areas, we have suburban areas. So I think in order for me to prioritize, I'm going to have to be visible, listening across the district. I don't think I can necessarily prioritize one concern because there is so much diversity in my district. I think as I thought about this, focusing on well-being to begin with, the well-being of individuals, which will involve the school safety aspect, the mental health resources that people have access to, making sure my constituents have access to affordable housing. So that will be my priority, but it will take time to listen and understand and learn where those pockets are that are really struggling. So I plan to encourage community connectedness, inclusivity, be visible and present, host opportunities for people to come to me, and make sure my social media presence is available and reachable by everyone so that I can make an impact.
We've reached our final question. Please provide a closing statement sharing your goals for your district and the state.
Thank you. I appreciate this interview and the opportunity to speak to my district. So my goal is to make a significant difference for the residents of my district and Ingham County. I want things that happen and change and the growth that the county makes to be noticeable, and I want these to be improvements that people talk about and celebrate. Throughout my career, I experienced success in making a difference because I developed relationships, I listened, I communicated openly and honestly, and I acted in the best interest of the people around me. I plan to do the same as Ingham County Commissioner in District 15. As a candidate, I make a pledge to engage the community, exhibit transparency and accountability, maintain a progressive vision, and serve everyone. I encourage Ingham County residents to get involved in this year's election and to vote. I also will continue to make myself visible across District 15 and available to talk, but if you're interested in learning more about me, I can be found online on my website at michellerosa.org or on Facebook. My Facebook page name is Michelle Rosa for Ingham County Commissioner. Thank you. And thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Michelle.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you for tuning into this candidate interview with Michelle Rosa, Democratic candidate for Ingham County Commissioner for the 15th District. I'm Denisha McDowell. Thank you for watching.